Hey everybody, Sharon Mahan coming to you on this dreary Tuesday afternoon. This morning I posted a picture of several different kinds of shampoo, which I actually have here, and I wanted to see if anybody could figure out what they all had in common. It was a little bit of a trick question for a couple of reasons. So I know a couple people answered. If you haven't seen, you can go back and look and comment on that picture that I posted earlier today, but I am now going to tell you what all those 6 different, was it 5 or 6 different bottles had in common. And see here, I have them here, Here, yes, I'm gonna return them to the store. And here's the thing, guys. Every single one of these shampoos is paraben free. There's no parabens in these shampoos, which sounds really awesome, right? I mean, no parabens, maybe you've heard about no parabens, avoiding parabens in shampoo. They're also often found in lotions. And parabens are a pretty alarming ingredient in personal care products because they mimic estrogen in the human body. Like, this is known fact. Jen, that's a good guess. It is in all of them, but that wasn't what I was going for, so thank you. But keep watching. So here's the thing with parabens, okay? There is some fairly recent research that suggests that parabens should be really avoided by everybody, but in particular if you are a breast cancer survivor, especially if you're somebody who had estrogen receptive breast cancer. And the reason for this is that parabens were found in 2011 in research conducted by the California Pacific Medical Center. Parabens were found to render a medication called tamoxifen ineffective. So if you know somebody who takes tamoxifen, or hang on, if you know what tamoxifen is, give me a thumbs up, okay? So I want to know if people know what tamoxifen is. Tamoxifen is a medication that's given to women who had estrogen receptive breast cancer, and it's given to prevent recurrence. So this is in women who are premenopausal, okay? So if parabens are something in shampoo and are strong enough to render your anti-cancer medication ineffective, maybe you should be avoiding products with parabens. So that's great. And that it wasn't just the one study. There's actually quite a bit of information out there. So in 2014, a research study found that parabens can enable multiple hallmarks of cancer growth, which is kind of alarming. And even more recently, in 2016, a study showed that the potency of parabens in terms of how much they can affect estrogen in a breast cancer tumor was found to increase if that breast cancer tumor was also HER2 positive. So this might sound like mumbo jumbo medical, jargon, but I will tell you that I had breast cancer in 2014 and my tumor was triple positive. So estrogen receptive, progesterone receptive, and HER2 positive. So for me, it's especially important for me to avoid any products with parabens. So the reason why it was a trick question about the products is because not all of them made the claim on the front of the bottle. So if you had tried to like zoom in like this and see what was on those labels, the front of this bottle in particular, and I think I'm gonna flip this screen so that you can see this also. So I'm gonna show you the ingredient listings also. So this one didn't say it on the front. It sure looks like a nice botanical product, right? Lots of great botanical ingredients. It says, yes, there's coconut oil and muru butter and rose. It's safe for color treated hair. It's vegan. It says there's no silicones, no parabens, no dyes, and no guilt, right? So we'll see about the no guilt. This is a Matrix Biolage product. It says right here, no parabens. Moroccan argan oil, right? Okay, this one is free of sulfates and parabens. I'm gonna talk a little bit about sulfates too. And Garnier Fructis. If you have used any of these shampoos anytime in the last year, why don't you drop me a little thumbs up also, because sometimes when you see something that you're using and you're like, whoa, I never thought about the fact that that product could be harmful to me, but it really can, all right? So here's the Garnier Fructis paraben-free fortifying shampoo. And this one, Not Your Mother's Way to Grow Long and Strong Shampoo, sulfate, paraben, and dye-free. Sounds awesome, right? All right, so I'm gonna talk about these. This is gonna start to sound like I'm just repeating myself over and over again because kind of I am. Yes, Michelle, I agree with you. It is hard enough to get people to read their food labels. And I will have to say, though, that personal care product labels are almost more important because your digestive system is designed to detoxify. Your skin does not afford that same protection. And think about your scalp, what you put on your head. Your scalp is super porous with all those hair follicles. It's going to absorb what you put on it. All right, so let's talk about the Love, Beauty, and Planet shampoo, okay? So first of all, another thing that's the same about all of the shampoos that I'm talking about today, the very first ingredient is water. You're paying for water. So that's kind of a bummer, right? But here's another thing. What makes shampoos suds? Typically, it's sodium lauryl sulfate, okay? Sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS, has been around for years. It's in shampoo, it's in cleansers, it's in hand soaps. And it creates lather, and marketers have kind of made us believe that we need this lather in order for the product to work. But what happens if you get sodium lauryl sulfate in your eyes or in your baby's eyes? It stings, right? So companies have found that they can alter some of these ingredients at the molecular level and create a new ingredient that maybe doesn't have that immediately irritating effect, okay? My mouth is super dry, guys. So sometimes you see on products, and this is one of them instead, is sodium laureth sulfate. But here's the thing, when you change sodium lauryl sulfate to sodium laureth sulfate, these chemical reactions happen, and these chemicals are known to be contaminated with other, I can't say ingredients because it's not like it was put there on purpose, but they're contaminated with carcinogens, okay? So sodium laureth sulfate is known to be contaminated with ethylene oxide and a chemical called 1,4-dioxane. Hey, Rebecca. Oh, thank you for sharing. Oh, yeah, I hope you share the video. Thank you if you share the video. Okay, so 1,4-dioxane, you're not going to see it on the label, but it's a known carcinogen, okay? It could be right here in this bottle, so great, it's paraben-free, but it's got a carcinogen in there. There's also another really alarming thing about some of these products that have a lot of botanical ingredients, okay? So a lot of times the preservative that you see in products like this, and this is one of them, and what's the next one too? The Biolage, same thing. There's a preservative called sodium benzoate. And sodium benzoate is actually approved to be used in USDA certified organic products, whether it's food or personal care. But here's the thing with sodium benzoate. When it combines with vitamin C or E, it creates benzene, which is a known carcinogen. And by botanical ingredients like, natural essential oils, rose oil, aloe, whatever it is, they contain antioxidants. They contain vitamin C and E. So when you add sodium benzoate to botanical ingredients, you're creating benzene right there in your shampoo bottle. And if you're a cancer survivor, this is something that you really want to think about avoiding. All right, the other thing too, by the way, look at these ingredients. I needed a microscope, right? I needed a microscope to be able to read these, to even just pull out a few, okay? And guys, I'm an ingredient guru, but I'm not an absolute expert. There's a ton of ingredients in these products that there's literally no information out there. If you try to research them, you can find nothing, okay? So I'm just kind of talking about some of the highlights. All right, so the argan oil, Moroccan argan oil, this is another one. This has, the first ingredient is water. You're paying for water, okay? You're in the shower, you've got water. Why wouldn't you use a product that's concentrated? You're adding water to your head anyway, okay? So the foaming agent in this product is called, I took notes, guys, because I didn't want to be having a microscope while I'm online with you. Okay, so this has an ingredient called sodium C14-16 olefin sulfonate. Sodium C14-16 olefin sulfonate, okay? So basically this is another derivative of a sulfate, but because they have altered that chemical, they can now say that this is sulfate free, okay? Really? Hello, really? This product also contains hydrolyzed proteins, and what that means is they're proteins that have been broken down into amino acids, so they've been chemically altered, all right? So there's soy, corn, and keratin hydrolyzed protein in this. I don't really know if that's safe. So sometimes people will talk about hydrolyzed proteins are easier for the body to absorb because they've been broken down really teeny tiny. Well, that's not really the way the body was supposed to encounter these, these types of molecules. If scientists need to literally like fractionate them to make them absorbable, maybe they really shouldn't be, penetrating human tissue as much as they are. I'm just saying, okay? Guys, I could go on and on. I actually have like 10 different ingredients in each product. I'm not gonna bore you to tears that much. But I do want to talk about Garnier Fructis, okay? I used to use, it wasn't this exact one, but I used to use this brand. It looks nice. It's green. It's a pretty label. There's botanicals in there. All right, so again, this one has, the first ingredient is water. There's sodium lauryl sulfate, so you're going to find those contamination, those contaminating chemicals. There's fragrance. Actually, fragrance is in all of them. Fragrance is in all of them. And fragrance is a trade secret. Companies don't need to tell you what's in the fragrant component of their product, okay? And 75% of the time, researchers have found that 75% of the time, there are phthalates, which are known endocrine disruptors that mess with your hormones. Guys, you don't want that in your shampoo. Okie dokie, not your mother's shampoo. Not your mother's shampoo. I thought this was the last one. Okay, again, water is the first ingredient. There's this, the surfactant is called sodium lauryl methyl isethionate. Okay, so if you look up this ingredient in the Environmental Working Group's database of Skin Deep database, it's going to rate it a 1. But here's the thing. Why is it rated a 1? It's rated a 1 because there's no data on it. There's no safety data on it. And even the Environmental Working Group is saying, well, it's innocent until proven guilty. So to me, not so much. I know I kind of bombarded you guys with a ton of information. I hope you found it valuable. If you think that people need to know this information, please go ahead and share this video. And also, if you're looking for hair care that has a different philosophy, shoot me a comment, drop me a comment, shoot me a private message. I actually did a whole presentation recently on Facebook Live about what to look for when you're shopping for shampoos and some additional hair care tips that are good, regardless of what kind of hair care that you use. So again, I hope that you found this valuable. I'm gonna go back and read all the comments. I can't wait to see what everybody had to say. And thanks for watching. All right, have a great afternoon. Bye.